Good evening. What's up, YouTube? I said I wasn't going to do this anymore. As you all know, or may not know, those who've watched my previous channels, I am a naturalist, and so you will more often than not see me in my natural state. There's nothing vulgar about it. Um, about who I am in general. I am a personable professional, but I also um, I'm also, like I said, very natural. So even though this is YouTube, it's this extension of my personal space. But things are going to change. Soon I will be trying to do a better job of marketing myself on the home market and beyond. Um, I think that I'm a beautiful woman both inside and out. And I think the more natural things enhance your beauty because you're closer to God. But I also know that I work and live in a world with other people. So, in order to make things more palatable for others, as well as perhaps open some doors for my growth, I am going to be trying to come back to the middle a little bit, with everybody else. Like I said, I am a naturalist, 100% authentic and pure. But I'm gonna start doing a little, I guess, marketing. So I'm gonna have to change things up just a little bit. The story that I kind of wanted to report on today. This is a freelance writing article that I'm going to submit, as well as just a blog that I'm going to start doing sporadically on small business. Um, Basically, the rumor has it that weekly unemployment claims have fallen for a second week straight. Now, the question you have to ask yourself is this good news? Does this mean that unemployment rates have also dropped because the unemployment claims have fell for 2 weeks straight? Not at all. Long-term unemployment benefits have been denied as of December 28, 2013. Previously, emergency unemployment benefits were extended to allow for 99 weeks of unemployment compensation. Now, this allowance has been granted 11 times in U.S. history by Congress. Now, you have to keep in mind that things aren't always what they seem. Emergency unemployment benefits did not actually start until 2008, and many argue that it has proven to slow economy down more. 99 weeks of emergency compensation adds up to about 2 years roughly, and studies have also shown that if you're unemployed for a year or more, the odds of getting back into the industry are 1 in 10. And I remember 20 years or so ago when I was at university, my personal financial management professor stated that. I can't believe that it's the same, you know something has had to have changed since then. However, there are still others that argue that with higher food costs as well as general cost of living, decrease in income, whether earned through wages or government subsidized programs such as food stamps, does push people further into poverty. Now, unemployment rates, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, I calculated it out to be about 6.4%. Some sources have said that they're currently at 7.2%, and some sources have also stated that unemployed veterans are just over 10%. But as of my calculations from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, that's November 2013, it's 6.4% for the average population. But it is noted that we are currently experiencing the slowest economic growth since World War II. Now, a lot of people are saying that there are no jobs out there, and this statement, I have to say, is absolutely not true. There are jobs aplenty out there, but they just may not be for you. Here are the top 10 reasons that you might find yourself unemployed. One, if you made a decision not to put up with abuse and unprofessionalism. Okay, you may be in a situation where the amount of unprofessionalism at your job is preventing you from doing your job effectively. And if you take any pride in the type of work that you do or in yourself in general, you would not allow that to happen because your work is a representation of you. Number two, dishonesty in the workplace. You may see where there are lies being told and there's not a lot of straight talk, and the lies that are being told to appease one person affect someone else, or affects just the bottom line in general, because the lie may appease for the moment, but eventually it all comes to light and it's going to cause a problem. Number three, abuse or insecurity of superiors. You might be the type of person that's very detail oriented, organized, and have it all together. You may have superiors that are micromanagers, and if you happen to have everything together before they can put their thumb on you, it kind of rubs them the wrong way. And you don't want to lessen your efficiency. So, obviously you have to move on, or either they will eventually ask you to leave. Bullying. Because of one of the protected classes, you may be bullied because of the appearance of what your ethnicity is, the way you speak, your education level, your religion, or your presumed religion. That is very uncomfortable, which brings us to the next reason why you may find yourself unemployed. You might be in a hostile work environment. You may be suffering harassment, where perhaps that's why it's good to keep personal and professional separate. Um, a lot of us have a hard time doing that. Like, I'm very open about my life, and as you see, this is the same. I'm open about my life, and you may have a situation where perhaps you shared something that you thought would build a team, but instead it was used as a way to kind of pull everyone apart. Um, little things that I said that you can't really respond to, or that insinuate something. Those uncomfortable situations, hostile work environments. That's number five. Number six, the reason that you may find yourself unemployed, proximity. Perhaps, you may use public transportation, or transportation our costs are high for you. So you need to find a place that's, reasonably close to, where your home base is. Number seven, fear of success. You may just be afraid of being successful. You're a runner. As soon as you see that things may go your way, you take off and run. You're afraid of commitment in a relationship. Number eight, low self-esteem, which is kind of similar to that. Low self-esteem, you feel like you're not good enough. You don't deserve it. Number nine, non-payment. You may go to an employer that doesn't pay you but expects you to work diligently and more than what's required. Number 10, negative perception. Perhaps the employer, um, for some reason, has a negative perception about you after hire, or perhaps you've developed a negative perception of the employer. So, in those situations, those are moral issues, issues that could be potentially be harmful to you psychologically through stress, or physically, through abuse. So, definitely, I would not advise, if you have those situations, that you stay in that workplace. Now, if a remedy can be given where perhaps you can request a leave of absence so that you may address those issues and make a decision whether to stay or go, or at least appropriately address it with the appropriate management person, then that's great. But if that cannot be done, that may require that you separate. The next thing I wanted to discuss are barriers to being gainfully employed, and these are true. One could be just straight up laziness. You've been comfortable on the minimum so long that now you're getting the minimum of the minimum, and that's a barrier of you being gainfully employed. Number two, lack of self-discipline, not managing yourself appropriately. You're not taking care of yourself. You're not taking care of your hygiene, your exercise, your weight, your physical health, your mental health. You're not going out and doing social things. Your personal life does affect your work life, and so that affects, your zest for work, your zeal when you go to work, the efficiency and the purposefulness of what you do when you're at work. Number three, the next barrier to being gainfully employed is fear. You're, anytime you go to work for a place or build a relationship, whether it's professional or non-professional, there is um, there is a possibility of the word just slipped my mind. There's a possibility it's it can be there can be penalties for it, if and that's not the word I was looking for, but if you build a relationship with a person, place, or thing, company, or whatever, you may have a fear that there's liability involved with those relationships. You don't know that employer's history or past, and also you don't know if what's presented is not necessarily true, and I'm sure the employer has the same fear as well. But fear, you know. If you notice anything that you feel goes against what you were advised at first, you may be a little leery, especially if, like me, you had a legal situation before. Number four, Lack of a strong support system, be it from yourself or otherwise. If you don't have a strong support system at work, confidence about what you're doing at work, the support of people, at your job to do what you need to do in order to succeed and to know that whatever actions they put into your work are going to be to help you to succeed, um, that's a barrier because who wants to work in that type of situation? Number five, dwelling on problems instead of goals. Kind of like, having pity parties. So instead of, you might have something small happen, that's totally something that's addressable and able to able to be corrected, but you're dwelling on that problem because you think it's so obvious that it shouldn't exist that the attention that you're paying to your goals is slipping. Okay, so the third portion of this is answers to accomplish gainful employment. These are all things that I've made up myself. Answers, and this is from personal experience. Answers to accomplish gainful employment. Number one, actively market yourself. And again, like I said, in my video on my other channel about, making your vows to yourself, your pros and cons. Like I said, I'm a great person. I'm fairly intelligent. I'm down to earth, and I'm very process automated and efficient at things, but also I'm a little too natural. Sometimes you need to be able to manage perceptions, and that's one thing that, you know, for myself, for other people, I can market and sell fine, but to manage the perception of me, I see it as being dishonest, so I just don't. I'm just me. But that's something that I need to work on, and that's something that, slowly and surely over the next few months or so, you'll see a change. Number three, answers to accomplishing gainful employment. Let bygones be bygones. Start anew. For example, if you had a relationship with a company or individual and for whatever reason you decided it didn't work out, or vice versa, you don't have to rehash everything and try to make it all perfect or try to make it a new opportunity for yourself. Just let it go. Let it be. The world is full, like I said in my last video on my other channel, which I think I'm going to post here. The world is full of so many possibilities and variations. Don't be stuck on stupid. Number four, delegate time to the physical, social, mental, physical, and financial aspects of your life daily. So every day, pay attention to those things. Do something for yourself physically, socially, mentally, and financially. Number five, laugh, smile, and network. Find a reason just to laugh or find the humor in things. The world can be a serious place, but just laugh for the heck of it sometimes. Smile and make a new friend. Even if that friend doesn't turn out to be a real friend, for the moment, enjoy that person's company. Number six, look into alternate forms of income, freelancing, entrepreneurship, uh, website sales, whatever you need to do. Look into some other stuff. You don't always, like I said, the world is full of variables. You don't have to be stuck on the same thing. Now, in today's technological world, you do have tons of tools to enhance and keep your skills up to date as well as market yourself. So the question that I have, because this originally was about employment, and that's what all of those things were addressing. They were addressing um, the top reasons you may find yourself unemployed, um, barriers to employment, and answers to accomplishing gainful employment, as well as some of the current events and some of the history that goes along with it. So again, in today's technological world, you have tons of tools to enhance and keep your skills up to date as well as market yourself. So my question is, does the denial of long-term unemployment benefits push people further into poverty, or does it provide much needed tough love? So you decide. And again, my sources are the Bureau of Labor Statistics, November 2013. You can find them on bls.gov.